Chapter 10. This Greek is sneaky. A helicopter droned in the distance. It was the transport Darius scheduled. He kissed Sophie's mussed hair, his favorite style, although she could wear it anyway, so long as she lay snuggled against his bare chest. Adoption would solve the rest of what bothered his wife. A Greek child, they'd decided, since Sophie wanted their baby to have his looks. His family would cheer. Who would reject adopting an orphan from Mathraki? A DNA test was sure to reveal some degree of relation. But Darius preferred reveling in the now and his plan to make Morgan a cash offer for his island. Husband and wife, and whatever children they had, would make this their paradise, where their history began and would never end. Christmas, Easter, and whatever excuse he could concoct for ditching the city and those who should stay out of his private affairs would be spent here. Sophie turned lazy eyes his way, and he greeted her. Merry Christmas. Almost. She lifted her head and smacked her lips. Delicious. Back to work. I'd say let your clients hang, but I know how that would end. She pushed up on an elbow, her softer parts telling Darius how things would end if she didn't get up. We can come back once I wrap things up for the quarter. Start the new year right. Pure naughtiness flashed inside her blue eyes before she nipped his lip. She kissed the spot with passion enough to rebuild the Acropolis. Can't get enough of me, he groaned. You're only after my body, too, so we're even, she snorted with pure pleasure. Part of me wonders if Morgan arranged this whole thing so we'd make up and create a better, fully rounded investment opportunity just for him. I wouldn't put it past him. Lizards bobbed their heads in agreement outside the fallen wall, and Darius let it ride. Iguanas were the least of his concern, considering he'd arranged for them both to be stranded. Better get up. We have visitors. Sophie touched his chest, letting her finger wander before she stood to a cascade of gleaming blonde hair. No jitters? You're with me. I'm safe. Think again. Morgan? You're a shark, Adino, a low-down, scheming predator, and I will not let you get away with this, not when a lady's honor is at stake. Darius cursed bad timing when Sophie snatched up her floral skirt. Halfway into her skirt, Sophie scowled until Morgan, dressed like some catalog captain off a fantasy yacht, turned. He gave her his back, but only after sucking in a healthy dose of what he'd hoped to see. He tugged his gold-braided cap as if that would take the edge off his swinish ogling. Excuse me, Miss Black, but I suspected the worst. This Greek is sneaky. This Greek will kill you. Darius jumped to a stand without a stitch on. Relax, growled Sophie. Darius rattled the machete he'd used to prepare their food. Sophie shook her head, despite the thrill. Morgan scoffed. Drop the knife. I have company. Who? Sophie blushed everywhere. My people. Who else? Morgan snapped. Kill me, and you'll fry Adino. That flaky little baklava may come to your funeral, though. Baklava? Sophie squeaked. Darius paled. Morgan grinned. Nia Papa something is an Aphrodite lookalike who landed me in jail. She comes on like Helen of Troy, but turns Medusa far too quickly for my tastes. With a flip of his wrist, he stopped a trail of uniforms carrying food and water toward the hut. You sicked her on me, didn't you, Adino? Me? Darius pleaded silently with his seething wife. That's a low blow, Adino, even for you, Morgan answered. Sophie skipped into a sandal, refusing to go anywhere near Darius, whose cheeks looked like cherries. It wasn't being naked that shamed him. Who is Nia? She asked. Cousin Nia, Darius started. Oh no. Sophie cursed stupidity. Darius kept his place instead of advancing. Nia is my cousin, he insisted with a tear no less. Or maybe it was a cold sweat. She's the kissing kind, Morgan added for Sophie's benefit. Trust me. Nia is a cousin and no more, Darius corrected. You met her at Gamer's Grotto. He tugged on his shorts minus the cartoon boxers that were snagged on the palm wall. The machete was still in his grip somehow, but Sophie couldn't care if anyone got hurt. She battled her own pain. This Nia is only a cousin? Are you sure? Yes, Darius confirmed. Is she familiar with Momo birds? Sophie ventured hotly. I don't know, Darius said with feeling. Whatever cousin Nia does on her own time is her business, I swear. And yet you swore that what happened between us. Sophie couldn't put words to what she believed was private. All she saw was Mrs. Claus in a froth of fake fur and red velvet, spreading word of what she'd planned with Darius over the whole of New York. The whole of Mathraki was probably yucking it up already, not to mention Mrs. Adino and Nana. Don't waste your breath, Morgan advised. He moved forward as if he were the hero of the soap opera Sophie wanted no part of. I'll get you away from this animal. I came in by boat before the helicopter landed. We can take whichever pleases you. I'm not picky. But I did not know of the devastation here. The liar had taken his cue from Sophie's damning glower. We would have only stayed a few hours to get the lay of the land. Then you'd seek shelter at your Fiji funhouse? Darius shouted. He lunged toward Morgan with the knife still in his grip. He yanked Morgan close by the collar. You'd treat my wife no better than... You're dead. Dead, he raged. Why? Morgan gasped. You're no better than me. No better than you? Darius spat. That's right, Sophie said. She stripped the machete from Darius and threw it aside. You tricked me to get what you wanted, and you've made me a laughingstock. I'll treat you right, Morgan said, moving in. What's more, I'm fully prepared to invest up to my eyeballs in whatever fund you've got going. He smoothed a clammy hand across Sophie's bare shoulder. You deserve so much better. Sophie gripped Morgan's shiny blue coat. She pulled him close in full view of her husband. Morgan grinned. Then she gave him a knee, reveled in his grunt, and spat. Go to the devil, both of you. Morgan shouted a curse. Darius lifted a fist. That's my wife you're talking about. Not anymore, Sophie blurted. Not ever. Oh, I'm loving this. The skirt chaser tried to laugh. She doesn't want you either. Sophie growled. Tell your people to take me to the main island, or I'll do that again. She pinned Morgan's crotch with fire enough to burn. If you're old enough to play, you will pay, Mr. Morgan. Full price. How's that for impact? Kendra Sparks' long red hair was tamed in a tight bun only a few days later. Her cheeks bloomed with the blush only love could give. The tropics played a part, but Sophie tried to ignore all glowing as both women pushed their chairs away from Sophie's ergonomic desk. I look forward to next quarter, Kendra said. It was hard to reconcile the sober professional with the honeymooner on the helicopter, but they were one and the same. We'll make a difference together. We will, Sophie agreed, coming around the desk to shake Kendra's hand. But financial success wouldn't fix this mess Sophie had made of her personal life. Darius's withdrawal was worse the second time around. Thanks for squeezing me in. We flew back for family, Kendra said. Still nothing. This has been a productive appointment. I'd have given half of my proverbial kingdom to have witnessed your island misadventure instead of only hearing about it. I shouldn't have lost it, Sophie said. She regretted her temper, but her knee triggered respect through the financial community. Sophie Black was going for broke. No holds barred. Zigzags assailed the market despite Christmas slowdown as a result. Kendra adjusted a heel strap. Sophie sighed at the Christmas gift box on her desk. She'd sigh all over Darius if he were here. He'd bought the Tetris game for Sophie to give to Nana. With love to our dearest Nana, the enclosed card read, Merry Christmas. Let's make this new year your very best. The note was signed from Dari and Fifi. Cousin Nia suggested in a separate note that Sophie could change the wording if she wanted. A blank card had been provided just in case. That and Nia's opinion that Darius couldn't find a better match. The Greek goddess had assured Sophie that nobody else knew what Darius had planned, not even his mother. Especially not his mother. "What is it?" Kendra asked. "You look so serious." "Well, I am serious, even though what I'm about to say may seem crazy." "Go on." "Please invest in Darius's new impact fund," Sophie said. "He's bought up a small destination outfit to demonstrate his change of heart, and American iguana relocation is in the works as well." "Iguanas?" Kendra shuddered. "Yes, a Dino group has gone green." "Not all green, I hope." Kendra leaned in. "I want to know about that male birth control pill. That's impact I can get behind."